and UNLV. This is the most diverse university in the United States. My name is Mike Kagan. I'm the director of the UNLV Immigration Clinic. And I'm really happy that Senator Harris was just downstairs in the clinic talking to a couple of our clients and our students about our work. I'm also really grateful to our Black Law Students Association and LaRoche, the Hispanic Law Students Association. Jasmine Thompson is the president of BOLSA, and Nick Lafleur is the president of LaRoche. I've worked with them, both those groups intensely the last few years, and my admiration for what they do keeps growing. Here at the UNLV Immigration Clinic, we do mostly deportation defense, which is a very stressful practice of law, especially now. Our largest program is the Bernstein Children's Rights Program, which defends unaccompanied kids who come from Central America. We're always happy to host public officials to discuss immigration law and policy. As a law school, we know this is a vexing area of law and policy, but also as members of this community in Las Vegas, we know this is personal. It's about moms and dads. It's about our neighbors, and frankly, here in this law school, it's about our own students. So with that, I'm extremely happy to welcome Senator Kamala Harris, who probably needs a little introduction. She is former Attorney General of the state, which is just to the west. And also now is a U.S. Senator from that state. And now is a candidate for president. So I'm really happy to turn the floor over to her to say a few words about her ideas on immigration policy.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. And I want to thank everyone who works at the clinic and supports the clinic. So many of us became lawyers for just this reason, to be sure that we can give voice to people who deserve a voice and deserve justice in the courtrooms of our country. And the work you are doing in terms of not only DACA renewals, but supporting those who have fled such incredible harm and are seeking refuge is really such important work. And I know that you and the members of your team, for you, it's very personal. You work around the clock on this. And I just want to thank you in these difficult times for your leadership and for not giving up. And I want to thank everybody. So I'm going to just share with you just briefly my proposal, my most recent proposal on what we need to do and what I'm prepared to do to address this issue, and in particular the issue of dreamers and their parents. So as you all know, here in Nevada, for example, roughly 20% of the population of Nevada are immigrants. When we look at the issue of undocumented immigrants and the most recent policies that have been coming out of the White House, I believe this administration has been vilifying immigrants. I believe that we have seen policy that has been born out of a spirit of dividing people. And what we have seen is that there's policy in place that separates children from their parents, one of whom I just met, which is inhumane. These are human rights abuses being committed by the United States government. It's got to end. For too long in our country, we've been talking about the need to address immigration. And we have approximately 11 undocumented immigrants in the country. So I, as president, will push, of course, for comprehensive immigration reform as a pathway toward citizenship. But until that is done, I'm prepared to take executive action on a number of issues. After elected, one, I'm prepared to extend, first of all, to immediately renew and reinstate and expand DACA protections so that those who have qualified for DACA protection will receive that protection without any ambiguity, and to expand the protections in terms of those who would qualify for DACA. Two, I am prepared to defer deportation to the parents of children who are here, and including in that, and the DACA recipients, including in that, will be extending protection from deportation for those veterans, those who have served in our military, their siblings and spouses, and TPS recipients. And then the final point is I'm prepared to remove the barriers that exist currently for Dreamers to receive citizenship, such as the barrier, which is if they've worked without authorization or expired in terms of their visa status. Because those are artificial barriers which should not be in the way of someone who has otherwise lived a very lawful and productive life, being able to be on the path to citizenship. So those are the three actions that I'm prepared to take through executive action until Congress gets its act together. And again, I want to thank you all for the leadership that you provide for so many people every day. And with that, I'd like to open it up for a conversation.
So I have the difficult job of managing this, and I don't want to take too much time. I really am actually honored to go the first question to Christian Gonzalez Perez, who's a second-year student here, and I'm going to introduce him because I know he would not brag about this, that he has DACA himself and has in the past year volunteered his time when he really should have been studying to help more than 30 people renew their DACA permits. And to be Christian asked his question.
So, Senator, coming on from what you say about going to executive action, I know that's kind of one of the ways to deal with while Congress gets its act together. But what will your reaction be in case Republican states do kind of what they did with Obama when he first introduced DACA and DAPA, in trying to sue and just throw everything back into square one?
So I have a history with this because I was the Attorney General of California during those years and fought against those attempts to undo what was a very legitimate and important policy initiative, which was DACA. And as we have seen, yes, there are those who will attack it, but let's look at the current status of DACA, which is the courts have said that there has to be a stay on any attempt to get rid of it. So I do believe that we will need to fight the battle in the courtrooms as well as through the executive branch, and I'm prepared to do it on every level. We have got to fix this, and we have in Nevada alone 64,000 immigrants, but we have 2.1 million Dreamers in the country who have been living a lawful life. When I look at who has received DACA protection, everyone should be clear. Anyone who has received DACA protection is because they cleared a vet. They went through an application process and gave information about themselves, about the conditions of their arrival. They had to go through background checks. Are they living a lawful life? Have they committed any crimes? Are they productive? And when they clear that vet, when they show us, so many have, that they are in college, that they're serving in our military, that they're working in Fortune 500 companies, it is only then that they receive DACA protection. But yet, unilaterally, this administration came in and took it away from these young people. And so that every day, we have young people who qualified for DACA protection, who received it, who are afraid of someone knocking on the door and deporting them. Unilateral action by this president, because he has decided to vilify immigrants and put his whole political strength around a vanity project called a wall, which would cost taxpayers of America billions of dollars. And by the way, that wall will never get built. And so this is a distraction, I believe, from a president who otherwise has done nothing for working people, who passes a tax bill to benefit the top 1% of the biggest corporations in this country. And then he wants to suggest that those who are concerned about whether they can get through the month and work less than 2 jobs to be able to pay their bills, he wants to infer that maybe your problem is immigrants. No, the problem is this president has no plan for anybody other than himself and people like him.
Speaking of other types of the executive actions and stuff, what's your plan in regard to secure communities?
Yeah.
And if you did get rid of secure communities, what would you replace it with?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, during the 2 terms that I was Attorney General in a state, I'd like to say the first cousin of Nevada, of 40 million people, we had the largest number. That was passive. Good help, sorry. That was one of the very few instances where I disagreed with the previous administration on the issue of secure communities. I did not agree with that as a policy, because I tracked it when I was Attorney General. And I found that by ICE's own definition, they were apprehending people who were non-criminals by ICE's own definition. And in fact, when I was Attorney General of California, for that reason, I issued a memo that I sent to every sheriff in the state of California, instructing them that the detainer requests from ICE are not mandatory. They do not have to honor them, and that they should use their discretion to make a decision based on what is in the best interest of public safety for those communities. So I believe that the secure communities policy was well intentioned, but the way that it actually worked was to result in the detention of a lot of people who had not committed any crime, and for that reason, I'm not a fan of it.
But isn't that why the Obama administration got rid of security communities?
Yes.
And then replaced it with a priority?
Right, but you asked about secure communities, I'm telling you, secure
Oh, okay.
communities is something that I'm not a fan of. Yeah.
Sure, so I'll take, the woman in the front row.
Thank you. Senator Harris, my name is Shirley Sandoval, and I'm an ACLU rights well voter. As San Francisco District Attorney, you supported the policy that reported undocumented children to ICE. Some undocumented youth were deported as a result of this policy. What will you do as president to make sure that ICE does not get their hands on the undocumented children?
Yeah, so, I will tell you that that was a policy that the mayor passed to protect San Francisco from the Bush administration, who at the time was trying to take away resources because of the sanctuary city policy in that city. I do not support, any policy that is about criminalizing children, and in particular undocumented immigrants because of their status as undocumented children. And that's why, in fact, I'm proposing what I am, which is that when elected, we will put in place, not only a priority around passing comprehensive immigration reform, but put in place a process by which, DACA recipients will not only be those who have received protection, their protection will be reinstated, but expanding the definition of those who can receive DACA protection, so that we can extend, the breadth of protection to more of these children who deserve, to be able to be free from the weight of deportation, and also to their parents. Part of where we have to go going forward, and where I will go going forward to the point of your question, is recognizing that these children have parents who love them, and these children want to know that they don't have to be afraid to go to sleep at night for fear that someone will knock on the door and take their parents. There are children who have status, who are concerned that if they go to school, when they come home, their parents will not be there because they will have been picked up and detained and then deported. And so it is my intention, through executive action, to actually create a deferral of deportation for the parents, for the siblings, spouses, and then again for veterans and TPS holders.
Cole.
So Senator Harris, in January, actually, my organization will boast a couple of our executive board members. We all went and took a trip down to Texas, to San Antonio, to actually help the nonprofit organization called ISIS. And we actually got to experience and hear some of the stories of these people, crossing the border and, trying to start their new lives. And I think as a law student, as someone who's interested in the community and what's going on, I could access the news, I could read the papers, but it wasn't until I actually physically went down there and heard their stories, person by person, child by child, where it really made an absolute impact on just my perspective on the issue.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe it's important as a voter to really understand, what immigration reform I'm voting for, is a priority to me. So my question is, having your immigration plan, how are you going to basically share that information with the general public in a way that's feasible, that's digestible,
Yeah,
that's
great.
understandable.
It's an excellent point. Throughout my career, including now, it has been about working hand in hand, arm in arm with the people who are on the ground, who are trusted, who are there to actually, on the ground, give trusted support and advice to the people. So it's Michael Kagan's clinic, it's the work that Astrid does. I work very closely with Chairla, and other organizations. Because, to your point, there's also a lot of misinformation out there that creates an incredible amount of fear. There are also predators in this space who will take advantage of the misinformation, charge families, undocumented families. I've actually gone after that in terms of, prosecution and looking at, who will go after undocumented families and say, hey, if you give me $5,000, I can get you processed more quickly. So all of these things take place in an environment where there's misinformation or a lack of information. So I agree with you, it's a critical issue. And the best way that I believe anybody as an elected leader can be effective in communicating the state of affairs, the law and the truth, is to partner with folks on the ground. And it's an excellent point that you're making. Because, and this is part of also the nature of the problem of having whole populations of people who are, living in the shadows. When people are living in the shadows, they are exposed to an incredible amount of harm because of misinformation, lack of knowledge about where they actually can receive support, lack of information about what their power is in the situation. And also there are predators who then prey on people. And all of that is something that I care deeply about and think a lot about. So thank you for that.
I think Erica Castro has a question.
So my name is Erica Castro. I work with Immigrant Leadership Alliance and Nevada Action. And then I also lead the Nevada Immigrant Coalition here in Nevada. My question is, I'm assuming this is the initial stage of your immigration plan. You mentioned a little bit about coming, using other stuff down the line.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, in the deferred action for parents, are you willing to also remove the 3 to 10 year mark for those parents that would benefit out of the deferred action in your plan?
Yeah, we're taking a look at that, but it is about extending all of the timelines, yes. Yes. And including, for example, when it comes to dreamers and expanding the range. So for example, the age cutoffs that existed before, expanding those. So for the ceiling and the floor, expanding those. Because, frankly, I think that to some extent those were arbitrary ranges, and we need to deal with that.
Yeah, I'm wondering specifically though for the parents. Because I saw that in the part for the dreamers, the
Yeah.
recipients. I was wondering if part of those arbitrary regulations would also be for the parents.
Let's follow up on that in future meetings. Okay.
Jasmine Thompson, question.
Hi, Senator Harris. My question is regarding the criminalization of those that are providing humanitarian aid. And recently there was a case about an attorney that was helping migrants and sheltering them in her car, who was criminalized for doing so. And I'm wondering if there's anything we can do that would reduce or stop the criminalization of those that provide humanitarian aid.
Yes, and part of it is making it clear that is not, the policies that are being practiced that do that are actually counterproductive. Because we want that there will be people who are giving support and aid to the most vulnerable. And to criminalize that, we're seeing policies like that around the country, where these attempts to criminalize people who are helping other people who are seeking help. And, so part of it is, it's about what we have to do if we're making a statement that is just counterproductive and we won't tolerate it. A lot of people who are making those decisions are elected. And that can also be about election. But we also have to tell the story, back to the earlier point. What I often tell, so back to even just the point about secure communities and other kinds of policies like that. At the point that you start suggesting that an undocumented immigrant is a criminal, there are a number of things that happen. that play out in real life, including that a woman who might be a victim of domestic violence or rape, a child who might have been assaulted, somebody who might be the victim of fraud. You know what happens, and I know this based on my career as a prosecutor. One of the greatest tools in the tool belt of a predator against an undocumented immigrant is to convince that person who will then have been a victim of a real crime that if you report, it is you who will be treated like the victim. And we exist in a society where we say that a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us. We exist in a society where we say that we want public safety and we want to protect the vulnerable. Policies like the one you've described make people who are already vulnerable even more vulnerable, which lead to all kinds of awful consequences, some of which may be unintentional, but have to be acknowledged. I think telling the story is critically important. You're welcome.
Senator, this is a little bit more than just on this plan. If this were to happen, come inauguration day in 2021, USCIS is tremendously backlogged, even currently, here in Nevada, these are 20 months to be processed. So how in your plan can we work to allocate the resources to USCIS so that when this does happen, or any immigration plan happens, that type of backlog, because right now DACAs are ranging from 6 to 9 months to bring. And so how can we, get the money in their pipes to go to USCIS?
But you hit it on the head. It's about the distribution of resources, and we've been, under this administration, pulling it away from putting the resources and the staff into processing these cases, and instead putting it into enforcement. And so it's a distribution of resources, but actually there's also, in the last count I saw, there are a lot of vacancies there that need to be filled. And so it has to be a priority. I mean, it's the same thing when we talk about what we need around judges and people who can be there to process the asylum cases. And there's just not enough staff. And so people are, to your point, sitting sometimes in cages, waiting for a process that's supposed to be about protection for them. So it's a resource issue, and it's a priority issue. And my priorities are different than this administration.
So following up on what you previously mentioned about comprehensive immigration proposal. So your proposal right now is kind of like a stopgap until Congress gets its act together and pass legislation. So what will your comprehensive immigration really be? Will it be kind of what we've been hearing in the past, where we use Dreamer as a bargaining chip against some to get something out? Will it be getting money to fund either border security, whether it's the checkpoints or a virtual wall, as has been previously mentioned? How will that look for us?
Well, first and foremost, it's about a pathway to citizenship, right? And it's about putting in place that pathway. It is about enforcement priorities and changing enforcement priorities immediately, so that the real priority is giving people an ability to apply and earn citizenship. It's about parents. I mean, the comprehensive immigration reform has to include protection for parents. Comprehensive immigration remaining is about getting rid of the private protection centers. Comprehensive immigration reform remaining is about reinstating immediately the TPS protections, which this administration has taken away. And then, of course, it is about protecting the dreamers and expanding, as I've said, so what I'm prepared to do by executive action, those are the same things I would require in any comprehensive immigration reform package. So to your point, it is executive action because we can do it immediately. But everything that we are talking about there, such as extending DACA protection, extending the qualifications for who can actually apply, that would be the kind of approach in terms of what we would do in terms of the range of folks who will be protected with comprehensive immigration reform.
Just a quick question. How soon after inauguration date should we expect you to sign this executive order?
Immediately. First day. And I want to put a fine point on that, because every day in the life of the people we are talking about is a very long day. And every day that a child is sitting in a cage, that a parent is separated from their children, that a young person has to worry about whether their parent will be home when they come home from school or not, that's a very long day. And so for me, this is not some kind of intellectual or exercise, this is about real people. It is about recognizing that there are mothers who have their young children who have been exposed to incredible violence and trauma, who need to be able to pick their lives up and have support and stop being treated like, you know, like criminals. These issues are playing out every day in real time for real people. And so for that reason, it is a priority.
Unfortunately, I've gotten many different signals that we can't take any more questions, as we already extended, so I want to really thank you for visiting us here and for sharing your plan and having this discussion with us.
Thank you, and I'll be back, but, I really appreciate the leadership, and I know these are difficult times, these are very difficult times on this issue. And those of us who are doing this work, listen, history is gonna show that the policies that we've been seeing in the last couple of years are on the wrong side of